Are you or a loved one suffering from constant death syndrome? Have bouts with frequent wipe-itis? Witch Queen's legendary campaign is leaving many with no options. If this is you, a friend, or a loved one, we here at Teagues, Egg, and Associates are standing by. Our associates are ready to help you get through that campaign and slay the Moth Lady once and for all. Call the number at the bottom of your screen today. Our operators are standing.
Stop it. Get some help.
I literally thought we were done with these ads. Yikes. Well, today I'm giving you the tools you need to beat the new Witch Queen campaign on Legendary easily. So, step 1, equip Gallarhorn. Step 2, equip Rocket Launcher, Ammo Finder, and Scavenger Mods. Step 3, Profit. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been Teagues. You've been beautiful. Peace. Okay, real funny. In all seriousness, I'm gonna get this out of the way early. If you go into the Legendary campaign thinking this is gonna be like every other campaign you've done, or like a basic strike where you can go make a sandwich or finish your taxes while playing, or that you can equip Galley and just shit on everything with barrages of Wolfpack rounds, well, let this be your wake-up call. Actually, that last one might still be accurate. Anyway, this campaign can and will send you to the gulag repeatedly, without remorse. Is it worth it? 100%. Is this the way the campaign should be played? Well, in my opinion, the non-legendary shouldn't exist. It's just that much fun. This is a challenge that makes the campaign more engaging and doesn't let you go until you... Now, moving into why you're here. The Witch Queen legendary campaign is worth doing for more reasons than just being significantly more fun. Double rewards at every junction and a full set of 1520 gear upon completion to help you get raid ready ASAP. That said, after playing through, I did notice that you actually level up extremely fast running through the legendary campaign, and the full set at 1520 was the cherry on top that jumped my character about 30 or 40 levels. Playing the game this way has pretty much eliminated the fatigue of a new expansion's insane power grind. I felt less stressed about leveling this time around than any other expansion before, and as of the recording of this video, my character is sitting at 1545 base, and I haven't even touched my pinnacles yet. I'm gonna try to keep the spoilers to a minimum, but be warned, if you want a completely spoiler-free experience, consider listening only to the audio of this video, as I won't be going into encounter-specific mechanics, but I will make recommendations for the final boss fight, as it was by far the most difficult part. So, getting into the first section of how to make this campaign easy. This is actually something you don't need to build for. It's your playstyle. Like I said in previous expansions, the campaign required maybe 5 to 10% of your attention at most, and that was mainly to prevent your guardian from walking off the edge of cliffs or jumping out of bounds. Mechanics were easy, story was decent, but playing through the campaign was like making a bowl of Cheerios. Simple and quick. I can be reading the newspaper or watching a video on YouTube and still complete a task. Don't pay attention, and now I have milk on the damn floor. This time, Witch Queen's legendary campaign is simply certified built different. If you have played through a Grandmaster Nightfall or done a raid on contest mode before, your mentality around those activities should carry into the campaign. I'm not saying that it's as hard as those two activities, but it's similar. Play slow, play your cover, and play with your team if you have one. If you're solo, the campaign will scale to accommodate you being a little bit easier, but it's still not easy. I'll dive more into team-based play later on in the video, as my fire team did find some synergy that really worked well for us. My biggest tips for how to do the basics in Destiny, which are kill everything and don't die, certified by Astacross, are play to cover. Red bar ads can and will send you spectating. Give every enemy respect, meaning orange bar elites and mini bosses are quite literally that, elite and mini bosses. They are chunky. I shot galley shots. Yes, galley shots at orange bar ads because they are so damn thick. Play your life above everything while in darkness zones. When you die in a fire team, you have around 45-ish seconds to revive your teammates before you wipe for that encounter. You also, like in a raid, only have one revive token per player. Starting to see why playing your life is so important, especially in longer encounters where it has lengthy mechanics or a super chunky boss. You don't really want to be that guy that blows your fire team through all those lives. I get that you want to 1v1 Savathun, but
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
So, in summary, play your life, play with your team, and everything can and will kill you. Simple, right? So what tools of destruction, great band name by the way, should you bring? Well, I have a list of weapons that everyone should have going into the legendary campaign. Some of you may not have everything on the list, and that's okay. Substitute whatever you may be missing for your favorite alternative, or hit me up in the comments and I'll provide some recommendations. Starting in the kinetic slot, something that made managing the ad density significantly easier and gave my fire team some breathing room was a grenade launcher with blinding nades. Ignition code was my go-to, but a Pardon Our Dust is another great option. Don't have either of those grenade launchers but want something for big big damage and very effective crowd control. Witherhoard is available from the Monument to Lost Lights and is an exotic that, in my opinion, every single Guardian should have. Its passive DPS on chunkier enemies and its ability to lock down entire areas by blighting the ground is huge. Also in the kinetic slot that it's a fantastic option for crowd control is the Exotic Pulse Outbreak Perfected. Its exotic perk creates Siva nanite swarms on rapid hits and precision kills that will attach to other nearby enemies. After this season's 40% buff to exotic primaries and a further 10% buff to pulse rifles against rank and file adds, Outbreak is a no-brainer if you have it. Huckleberry is great, but keep your proximity to enemies in mind. Moving into the energy slot, again, grenade launchers with blinding nades are huge value. Fusion rifles like Cartesian Coordinate, Null Composure, and Glaciocasm, despite having particle deconstruction ride off into the sunset too soon, in my opinion, Bungie taught us non-believers that, hey, it turns out fusions are actually pretty nasty. Taking down chunky elites and mini bosses with fusions is super effective and maintains decent ammo economy. So if you have any of those fusions I mentioned lying around with Vorpal or Reservoir Burst, would dust them off and give them a run. For primaries in the energy slot, with the exotic primary and pulse rifle buff that I mentioned before, Graviton Lance came flying out the gate and is huge for crowd control. Like, for real, guys, Graviton Lance is slapping. Vex for its high damage output is a great option, but given the fact that you have a better chance of me growing out my hair than getting one to drop, let's get some other options. Ikelos SMG continues to be a great option even though Warmind cells got slapped. Risk Runner against arc damage will actually be huge and fill that weird proximity issues you may experience with Huckleberry. And finally, moving into the heavy slot, I have one word for all of you: Gallarhorn. That's it. Put it on, leave it on, simple. That said, not everyone has Gallarhorn, so let's go through some alternatives. Ascendancy, Sleeper Simulant for bosses with crit spots, Reed's Regret, Hothead, and Heathen Vengeance are all decent alternatives in the heavy slot, but let's be honest, Big Daddy Galley is what everyone should run. I know not everyone has it, but it's just as scary for your enemies as seeing Zavala and Keitel couple shipping fan art. Yikes. So now that you have your firepower, what should you wear? Obviously you want Savathun to respect that drip. In addition, what abilities should you bring? You have a ton of choices, but a few definitely stand out. Starting with our floaty boy warlocks, I ran Middle Tree Solar, aka Well of Radiance, aka can anyone run the only effective raid super on Warlock. Pairing this with Eye of Another World or Boots of the Assembler paid fully into keeping my fire team and me alive through almost everything, while also offering high DPS options for boss fights. I know what you're thinking, dude, well, is super boring. Right, but wiping on the same encounter 5 or 6 times also gets boring. Checkmate, comment section, your move. Moving on to the freshest of subclasses, but also the most purple, Void. Void 3.0 on Warlock is actually fantastic and a breath of fresh air in PvE. Child of the Old Gods and Feed the Void pair incredibly well together and give you 4 fragment slots that, with the right combination, can give you everything from infinite abilities to infinite health to everything exploding in a beautiful ball of purple destruction. For locking down areas and managing crowds, stasis with Bleak Watcher turrets is a great option as well. Pair your favorite exotic with one of those subclasses and have at it. Moving on to my favorite punchy headbutt yeet lords, Titans. Y'all got absolutely disrespected at the beginning of this season. With Void 3.0, you now have a better kit than the one that came with Bubble before, but then Bungie had to be like Lamau, get wrecked, scrub, and sent Bubble down from 35% damage bonus to even with Well of Radiance at a 25% bonus. Sorry, Titans, we will pour one out for, well, another effective raid super. Despite that, Bungie did give you guys a sweet new melee that satisfies your desire to be Captain America and a sick new overshield that further turns you into a chunky tank. Looking elsewhere, you guys still have Cuirass of the Falling Star, so strap your helmets on and continue fully sending it, even though you just woke up from a nap and it's a little dark outside.
I don't know, I just woke up from a little nap. It's a little dark, but you guys silly? I'm still gonna send it. Woo! Guardian down.
Bottom Tree Hammer Titan is huge for staying alive and crowd control as you create sunspots with melee, grenade, and subsequent kills while standing in those sunspots. Pretty soon the entire room is on fire and you're just sitting in the middle like. But of course, if you want to jump in and enjoy all the newness that Void 3.0 has to offer, be my guest. Finally, my hunters who are still hitting their heads on every ceiling every 5 seconds, you have several great options. Starting with Void 3.0, Orpheus Rig is actually insane right now with Mobius Quiver, doing high damage and locking entire rooms down. Invisibility will come in clutch throughout the campaign, so running around and pretending to be Casper is actually the play. Graviton Forfeit will ensure that you are spoopy the entire time, and Omni Oculus will make your entire fire team spoopy as well, while also providing them with some damage resistance. Guys, really lean into invisibility because I'm sure you've all heard how hard the campaign is, but well, Now, some other decent options like Stasis are good, but I'll pretty much wish they were Void 3.0 at this point. Like, guys, Invis and the new Mobius Quiver are really, really good. Like get in there and let me know. So with your weapons, loadouts, and some exotic armor options all locked in, how should your fire team composition look? Well, my fire team ran Well-Lock, Void Warlock, and Mobius Quiver the entire campaign, and it worked really, really well. I kept everyone alive with healing nades and Boots of the Assembler. Apathetic ran Void 3.0 and applied Weaken to bosses and groups of ad, and offered huge DPS with Nova Bomb. And our hunter Cecily ran Mobius Quiver with bombardiers for some reason, but I can't really say anything about that, or he'll come flying into the comments saying that they're the best exotic in the game or something. Just run Orpheus, guys. Trust me, please. Do your fire team a favor. If you have a team comp that worked well for you, let me and the other Guardians know down in the comment section. One last thing I'll add is that there are a few specific boss fights that are going to require you to play slower than you'd think. I'm purposefully not showing video of these encounters to avoid spoilers, but specifically the final boss fight is tough, like really tough. Like I think we wiped about 7 or 8 times tough, like stale beef jerky tough. It's amazing, and you're gonna love getting pounded by it.
What did he say?
But it's tough. So play slow, play as a team, kill everything, and don't die. Pretty simple, to be honest. So with all that, I hope everyone jumps into the legendary campaign feeling a little bit more confident and ready to take it to that winged moth looking ass Savathun and her army of Hive Guardians who didn't live through the Lord of Wolves meta, Stasis at launch, or Trials with Cheaters. So I really don't think they stand a chance against us. I have a lot more content coming in the next few days to help you all get into what's new and optimize your farming and builds. If you have a subject you want me to cover, let me know in the comments down below or in my Discord, link down in the description. Real quick, the world is a super scary place right now with what's happening in Ukraine. To my Guardians from Ukraine and the affected areas surrounding it, my thoughts and heart go to you, and I hope the world finds peace quickly and without more unnecessary violence. I hope everyone around the world is staying safe, and until next time, I've been Teagues, you've been beautiful. Peace.